The ANC's Provincial Chairperson is on a campaign trail in the Mkhambathini Local Municipality. The ANC in the province of KZN has until midnight to try and lure voters in just before the elections. It's alleged that some voting districts are closed by some community members. The municipality made headlines in 2019 when communities took to the streets calling for the removal of its leadership, ultimately affecting service delivery. eNCA's Mawande Kheswa has more on the story for us, and he joins us now live. Mawande, how are community members, what are they saying to you basically ever since those protests in 2019? Have things gotten better or worse?
I couldn't quite hear you well there, but we're yet to speak to the community members in Mkhambathini Local Municipality. But what we do know is that there were about 8 voting stations that were closed, and there were notices that threatened violence, so to say, to those who would open and operate them. We also do know that some of the padlocks that were put in by those community members were removed, but subsequently new padlocks along with chains were installed in those various voting centers. And if it stays that way, it's going to affect voting tomorrow. We do expect that the ANC Chairperson in KZN will convene somewhat of a meeting or speak to community members in the area, and we're awaiting for his arrival to then begin following them and seeing how exactly they converse with the people there. I am also made aware that there were attempts by some of our colleagues as well to speak to community there. However, to no avail at this point in time. I'm also of the understanding that there will be a meeting with community members there for them to discuss what has transpired. And as you say, Mkhambathini Local Municipality has had issues in the past, particularly pertaining to service delivery, also considering that they want the reinstatement of the former eNCA. It's not something that is new. It has been something that has been a long-standing issue, but it just resurfaced a few days before the voting for the local government elections.
Just very quickly, Mawande, have we spoken to the IEC in that area to find out about safety of their workers after the closure of those voting stations?
The workers have been threatened when you look at the notices, because when those voting centers open, IEC workers will be the ones on the ground ensuring that people are able to enter and vote. We do also know that authorities as well have been activated to try and manage the situation, but the IEC also did send out a statement saying that it's all hands on deck for them. They are quite stretched, as all personnel are needed on the ground to ensure that we do have free and fair elections. But we will be also speaking to them to get an update as to what is the plan moving forward. Will the voting centers be open tomorrow? What is the status? Will there be law enforcement ensuring that everything goes according to plan? Because as things stand, the situation is quite volatile.
All right, reporter Mawande Kheswa out in the Mkhambathini municipality in KZN for